On this week's Talking with Topher, COVID didn't affect them at all because they were outside.
Interesting.
Yeah. Too. And, it's actually good to get a perspective like yours since you're kind of always around fires.
I want to point out that I did say before the election, Operation Bluebeam would be in full effect.
And now let's get into episode 200. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back on this February 1st, 2024, and I'm so glad that you all came back for some more. Before I get into anything today, let me start out the way I always do by saying thank you. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and watching and sharing and commenting. Thank you to all of you out there. You really do keep me coming back week after week. Just remember, if you're new, stopping by, checking out the podcast, hit that subscribe button. You're going to get more content just like this. We got a whole bunch of stuff lined up for this year. Very excited for it. And if you want an opportunity to tell your story or a story that needs to be heard, you got to send it over to the official email of the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. You can send an audio, video, or type it out, but you got to send it over to the official email of the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, don't forget about the link tree. It's right here at the bottom of the screen, and it's the easiest way to share the podcast and spread this thing around, help me make it bigger. And, of course, if you are looking for more content, you can go and follow all the social media and every platform that TwT is on is easy to reach with that link tree in the description below the video. Just go ahead and click it or copy and share. And now with all that out of the way, like I said, I've got a guest for you this week. This is episode 200, and it is a special one for all of you out there. Me and my guest, Magilla, came back again. That's right. My returning guest, the most episodes a guest has ever been on this podcast is Michael Firth, and I'm so pleased to have him back once again. And it couldn't be even it made it even more special that this is the 200th episode of Talking with Topher. So again, if you're looking for t-shirts or anything like that, please leave comments, let me know. Instead of me rambling on and on and on like I always do, let's just get into today's podcast with my guest, Michael Firth. What is happening, my man? It is so good to have you back on the podcast, Magilla, and I am so excited because we are here for episode 200, and you have a lot to talk about, and I can't wait.
So much weird shit going on in the world right now. Yeah. Well, the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about today, this came up like, I don't know, probably 2 months ago or something.
If it's the house we're talking about? Yeah. I think that was about 2 months ago.
There was a big explosion in Arlington, Virginia. And people were saying that this guy was like lighting off flares and shooting them at the cops and stuff. And all of a sudden, his house exploded like it must have been full of gas or something and blew up. Well, something just didn't sit right with it for me. So when I looked at it, and I was looking at it, talking to my lieutenant at work even, and saying, he's like, it looks like a gas explosion to me. And initially, that's what I thought it was too. And then I looked at it. Let's bring it up real quick.
Yeah, let's bring it up. Boop. Pop that over there. And
so now, when I looked at it, I played in real time real quick.
Yep.
And I looked at it, and I'm like, holy crap. Now that looks like a hell of a gas explosion.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
At first.
Now, the guy started tweeting out and stuff a little while later saying, I'm not even in the state. I don't know how you're saying I was in my house doing all this stuff. This is bull. The CIA's after me because I know too much and I, this and that. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So
the guy that was supposedly in this house
Yeah.
when it exploded was nowhere near the house when it exploded?
He claims he was online on social media and everything on his own accounts and stuff saying, I'm not there. This never happened. They blew up my house because they were trying to find me and kill me. And all these people saying he's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about, this and that. Now, if you go back and bring this back, we'll go frame by frame.
All right.
I noticed something when I was looking at it, and I was just looking at it, and I actually had to go frame by frame. If you look to the left of the house, there's a white
right here.
car or SUV or something parked in the little, looks like a little carport there next to the house.
Right around here.
Yeah, you can see the ass end of I think it's an SUV. You'll see that the explosion actually comes from the vehicle, not the house itself. Go a little bit faster.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Oh,
bang, right there you can see. There's the explosion. It's coming from the car, not the house.
Right, it's happening in this corner right here.
And the claim was that the explosion came from inside the house because he was shooting off flares of some kind. But that's 1,000%. I don't know if it's friggin' Semtex or C4 or whatever. But
look, you can actually see the flame.
Yep, shooting up from the
car.
Come
in, go up, go out,
and then blow up the house.
And then the house is exploding.
It's absolutely insane. So then I did some more digging into this James Yu guy, is the name of the guy who supposedly lived there and was according to the news and all that, fake news. James Yu, now this is a guy who his father worked for American University, and he wrote a plan to retake North Korea using bioagents. Crazy stuff.
What?
But now, so this guy, he's been tied to the CIA for a long time. His father was supposedly tied to them or whatever. And he worked at this company called Global Crossing.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, Gary Winnick, who was the CEO of the company. And Gary Winnick died about a month before this. Yeah, before they went to kill this guy. Now, James Wu, I'm thinking about action flicks. James Yu worked for this guy's company. And Gary Winnick, who was the CEO, died of suicide a month before they blew up his house, this guy's house. And supposedly they were doing all kinds of off-the-book stuff working for the CIA.
Really?
Supposedly, that's the rumor. And all the other people that were on the board of directors beside the CEO were all former cabinet members for Barack Obama. Some interesting stuff. Now, whether that means that that's the kind of people who are involved,
right?
I don't know. Look into it yourself, but there's some crazy shit going on there that they have said nothing else about since.
Right, yeah, you haven't heard nothing about this.
And I've looked, there's nothing out there about it. They haven't said that they found this guy. They haven't said that the guy who was saying shit on social media was fake, but they've since taken down all his social media accounts. They no longer you can't even look at them anymore. They're gone.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Some
Holy
weird stuff.
Yeah, I thought that explosion was a little off when I saw it too. And, it's actually good to get a perspective like yours, since you're kind of always around fires.
That's the thing. When I initially looked at it, I thought gas explosion, right?
Right.
And then when I started hearing that the guy was like, I'm not even there, so I don't know what the hell you people are talking about. So, and then I was like, all right, there's some weird shit going on here.
Right.
Let's look at this some more. Because
why not, right?
Hey, when I'm, like I said, when I'm bored.
Yeah.
And something seems like a lie. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I don't like to be lied to.
I hate it.
So pretty much anything you hear from the media, the mainstream media.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying the liberal media because Fox is full of shit too. But when you start looking into it, it just blows your mind.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. That's why I like doing this so much, and I enjoy these conversations because of the simple fact that we can't just sit here blindly and accept everything that they tell us as fact or to be true.
Yeah,
we just can't today.
And that's the thing. it's like I don't know what's real or what's not anymore because there's so much crazy shit out there that it just blows your mind.
I mean, just think about the fact that they told us that aliens now exist.
I want to just point out that like a year and a half ago or so, what was our first podcast? Maybe a year and a half ago?
I think it was a year and a half ago.
I want to point out that I did say before the election, Operation Bluebeam would be in full effect. They'd be faking alien invasion coming soon. Yeah, I just want to say I pointed that out a year and a half ago.
You definitely did.
Coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
You know?
Because this is going to be a wild fucking year.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Can you bring up that, did we do the Florida one? So there was, I guess there was something at a mall in Florida, in Miami that they were talking about, and they were saying, oh, some kids fighting and with sticks and stuff. And now they had like an all points bulletin. Like they had like every cop in the area show up there. There was like 30 cruises, helicopters. They shut down the airport.
Oh, you're talking about the one where all the kids are like running? Yeah. I saw that video.
But since then, there's been a bunch of people come forward saying that what they saw there was 8 to 10 foot tall shadow monsters of some kind that were attacking people. And some people started pulling out their guns and shooting at these fucking things and then taking off running. And I can't believe I didn't have it saved for you, but there was a clip of this thing.
Oh, you sent those to me, and I did talk about those.
Oh, did you? One of the other ones?
I did talk about those, but it's always good to get more information from the source because, as I said in that podcast, you are the source of those, and those things look like crazy monsters.
It's crazy.
And there's multiple videos of them crossing highways, going down a park. There's all those people running and the kids running from that area. So it does seem like, you wouldn't
send every cruiser in Miami to the mall for kids fighting with sticks. I'm sorry.
No, that's not
I don't care if the kids were shooting at each other. You're still not sending every cop in the city. You're going to send maybe a dozen cops, maybe a SWAT team, something. Who knows? You're not sending every cop. You're not closing down the airport.
You're not.
Losing your mind over everything. I don't know. That was
that was crazy to see, but it's one of those things. They told us aliens are real now. What are they trying to keep us distracted from while telling us that information? And then they release these robots that look like aliens to make it look like a alien invasion.
Maybe.
And now, you guys gotta stay locked up or something because we gotta get the aliens from killing you.
What did you have queued up for the next one?
That was going to be the bio lab.
Yeah, I just saw this one this morning. I didn't get to dig too much into this, but they discovered an illegal Chinese bio lab in California,
which is not surprising.
A secret underground lab, a biolab in California. It has Chinese ties, and this is where investigators found dangerous pathogens, vials labeled Ebola, and hundreds of lab mice.
The EPA just spent several days packing it up, getting it ready for incineration. All taken from an unlicensed, unregulated underground lab operated by an international fugitive. Previously convicted of stealing millions in U.S. intellectual property to, quote, defeat the American aggressor. Here's a picture of that man, Jesse Zhu. He used an alias to cross the border.
Oh, yeah. Came right across the border.
This lab with $2 million from accounts investigators linked to the Chinese Communist Party. Malaria, dengue fever, tuberculosis, hepatitis, even those packets labeled
I think we get the
Ebola.
point a little bit there.
What was that stuff?
Holy shit.
All capable of killing you, doing inside this abandoned warehouse in Central California. Inside, a staff of Chinese nationals, hundreds of mice, blood, tissue, thousands of vials of deadly biological agents.
It's completely like
Ebola.
second hand. Like this isn't safe.
No shit.
Something could break out of this at any moment.
Dude, that was this guy's intention.
Was to release something else.
Here's the thing. He was going to try to take all these viruses and all this fucked up shit, and God only knows what he was planning on doing with it. Infecting a bunch of mice and letting them go into the public.
Oh my God! Could you imagine
with Ebola?
Holy shit, dude!
You want to see people die?
That would be insane.
But he supposedly had a lot more than just that, and I guess he had been on some social media too, saying he's going to destroy the American aggressor and this and that. But now here's the thing. In the last 3 years, since Biden's been in office, they're estimating 25 to 40,000 Chinese nationals crossing the Mexican border. Now, let me ask you, if you send a bunch of people over like this, if you want to attack a country and we have open borders and you send these guys in, how much damage could that one guy do?
I mean, with that, so much.
Now, if you send 40,000 people over here to do shit, how easy are they going to be able to attack our country and destroy our infrastructure? Probably pretty easily.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't seem like it would be that difficult today.
No,
because our infrastructure and everything is kind of falling apart right in front of our eyes as it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've been waiting for this for probably 30, 40 years. You know, this isn't something that.
Oh no, they've been working.
Like they're very, very meticulous. What is that?
Meticulous.
Yeah, meticulous in waiting it out. You know what I mean? Like if the person that was waiting it out dies, there was somebody else waiting it out behind them. Oh, yeah. And they're just going to keep waiting. And as we keep falling apart and getting weaker and all these things are happening within our country, now it makes it easier for them to pull something like this off.
Just think about it like this. That's just the Chinese one to attack us. Supposedly Hamas has said that they're going to do the same kind of thing. That they're just going to come here and attack us now.
Oh, Israel's going to take care of them.
No, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't believe that at all.
I don't. You know what? It's funny. I would have always said I'd be on the side of Israel, but I don't know, man. There's it's scary shit out there.
It really is. I can't. I can't side with either side.
I've seen some stories about some of the stuff the Israelis do, and I'm like, I can understand why they would hate Israel.
Yep.
And it's back and forth. I'm not on either side.
Yeah.
I don't think we should give either side any money or support or anything.
No,
we should fight it out themselves.
Yes.
Because it's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. They both are doing horrible things. I don't want to be part of it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I
agree.
don't think our country should give money to any other countries anyways.
Right.
Why do we have to be the world police?
I don't know. And it's such horse
We can't
shit.
take care of our own people.
Right.
Why are we letting more people's, taking in everybody else's trash?
Yeah. And we do it all the time, and it's ridiculous.
What about all our veterans that are here that don't have a place to live?
Don't worry about them; they're fine. don't what? The homeless? Who cares?
Yeah,
it's
messed up.
All the shit that we have going on. Don't worry about it because we need to take care of all of this shit.
Yeah,
and it's right now. Iraq and Iran are popping off.
Do we still have a problem with homeless people?
Oh yeah,
we do.
Oh yeah. They don't talk about it.
Is it? I'm surprised COVID didn't kill them all.
Well,
did they get the vaccines?
No, COVID didn't affect them at all because they were outside.
Interesting.
Yeah. They fucked us on that one.
Oh man.
No, but they're like, you got Iraq and Iran right now.
Yeah.
There was a hit on. I'm gonna probably get. I think it's an Iraqi military base. A lot of U.S. troops were there. It happened last night, actually. They had traumatic brain injuries that they were working on because they got hit
by Iran.
They were attacked by Iran. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And
it's a good thing we haven't been running any operations into
Iran
the last few years.
None. Never mind the fact that there was a drone. It came towards our battleships. Then we're fucking throwing bombs. Now
we shoot those things down like they're
This has been going on now for a little over a week, and it's escalating.
The drones that they get there in Iran are like the level of drones you and I could buy at Walmart.
Yeah.
They're not like high-tech super drones or anything like the military uses here.
Right. And
nothing.
But they were like, oh, you got to stop sending your drone out here. We're going to shoot it down. And then that's where it escalated from. And then you got North Korea, who just fired off a nuclear missile underwater. So he's testing nuclear missiles underwater right now.
Yeah.
So we've got so much shit going on around us that, like, I don't even know how people are like I'm like, every time I see something about a bombing or something else, I'm like, oh shit, how much longer? How much longer before it's actually here? You know what I mean? It just takes time.
Well,
it takes time.
That ties into another fun internet theory. I don't necessarily agree with either, but they, some people say like, oh, we don't want nuclear power plants and this and that. And
yes.
If you get a nuclear power plant, why shouldn't everybody have like free electricity if it's working that great?
Right.
Right?
Yep.
But some people online think that nuclear power is a fallacy.
I think it's one of the better ones out there.
No. But nuclear weapons, too,
Oh.
are fake.
Oh, they're fake.
I don't know that. But some people, that is a theory online that some people think, the only, testing of nuclear weapons that you see on film, it's like, all right, you see like the house getting ripped apart and all this shit and everything else. And it's like, well, what happened to the camera? And some people are like, oh, well, it's in a hardened vehicle and this. It's like,
no.
Come on.
There's no way.
How did the camera take the footage?
So
you know what I mean?
Huh.
Like, it's kind of insane. So some people
I've
think,
seen some of those videos because you like when you see that house blow up.
yeah,
Like you are right. How did the camera survive? How did it take the video of that house? But there's also a cut in that video from where they're showing the house to when the explosion comes through, and there's something between the cut that's wrong. Like you visibly see it and you go, that doesn't seem right to me. Yeah. It's just like when they took video of us on the moon. It's like how'd they get the camera? Who set it up?
I know.
Why
is there lighting from 6 different angles?
Why?
I mean, if you're in space, it should only be lighting from one angle, right?
It wouldn't be because Hollywood had anything to do with it. No, that wouldn't be it at all.
Don't go watch Eyes Wide Shut or anything.
Yeah. So when you see that shit, and it is good to question it. I still believe that nuclear weapons exist, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that
I'm just saying it's an interesting theory. Some people, Eddie Bravo's a big fan of that one.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't believe in nuclear weapons or nuclear power at all. He thinks it's all horseshit.
It's all horseshit.
That's what he thinks.
I mean, he goes very.
He does go deep.
He goes deep.
Yeah,
he does go deep, and I'm not going to say that he's wrong, but at the same time, is it something that I think we shouldn't worry about? I don't know if you could go to that extreme. I don't know. Whether they have them or not, bombs that they're dropping today are nothing like what they used to be, and even the smallest tactical can be completely devastating.
Well, his favorite thing to talk about is like, oh, well, look at Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Yeah.
They're thriving cities now. If there were really bad nuclear bombs, wouldn't it be like, hey, nobody can live there for like 50 years?
Well, when did we drop those?
Yeah, I know, back in the early 40s or whatever, but
right?
They say like the nuclear fallout should be like 500 years or something before people can live there again and shit. And
I thought it was.
I don't know, but
okay.
Some people say it's because it was a smaller yield nuke and this and that. And I'm sure it was way smaller than it is now.
Compared to what we're dealing with today,
yeah,
it is on a smaller scale because they say that a tactical nuke that we have today is 3 or 4 times what those were.
Yeah.
And that's a small tactical.
Yeah.
Supposedly that, take out a building. And fuck you, man. I don't know. You don't know.
I know nothing about that shit, so
Me neither.
I don't pretend to. I'm just throwing it out there that some people think that.
All I know is that I don't want them coming my way.
No.
I don't want any of them coming my way because unfortunately what we are seeing in Gaza is real.
Oh yeah.
And those are bombs. So those being dropped anywhere near us, I get a little worried.
Oh yeah.
But
hey, let's go. So we have the Chinese biolab guy illegally coming over the border.
Yeah.
And the next one we got is talking about what Texas is doing right now. Refusing to comply with Biden administration. They're deploying the National Guard to the Texas border.
Yeah.
To stop all these people from coming over.
Well, you gotta stop them.
Crazy
this
stuff.
But
actually sending the National Guard because he's saying it's a matter of national security.
But it's really not. And if they don't want people coming into Texas, isn't that Texas's right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Let's see what they say. Do they say anything, or is it just music?
I think it's just showing the National Guard.
It's just showing them being deployed over there. We're not going to play the music then. Yeah. But yeah, so if you're just listening, it's just a video of National Guard people getting into helicopters and all kinds of planes and shit and getting ready to go over to the Texas border to stop them from stopping the immigrants from coming in because you're not supposed to call them illegals.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I guess, you're supposed to use the word illegal for, things that are wrong, and people coming over the border are not technically illegals.
Let's go to the next one.
All right.
Oh, there's a little. Actually, go to the one after that. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this one next.
All right.
It kind of ties into some other stuff.
So this one.
Yeah, this is in New York City under a Jewish temple. They had been digging tunnels, evidently.
Yes.
And they were claiming that they needed more space to be able to pray and whatnot. And so they decided to just, dig out underground near their, temple to...
I mean, they were digging under people's properties.
Yes.
And no one knew.
Yes.
That is a danger to the infrastructure, period.
The infrastructure is definitely, it's not good. But they had all kinds of tunnels and stuff. If you watch this video, too, you'll see, some, These guys are, fighting the cops and everything. This guy's crawling out of a sewer grate and stuff to get out of there.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's insane.
Oh, wow. These guys are...
Yeah, they're crazy, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They're mad because they're arresting this guy or something.
Oh, there you go. Pepper spray.
But now, there is a part in this where you'll see, this is in the wall.
Look at them all.
Dude, there's tunnels all over the place in there. They do show, I'm pretty sure this video shows it, but it's like these long, dark tunnels that look like they go a hell of a lot farther than just next door to this place. But there's blood-soaked mattresses in one
What?
part of this. Oh yeah, a lot of people are saying that they were using this as a child trafficking ring.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
Dude, what is with people and touching little kids? I don't understand.
It's so prevalent, and I don't think it's about touching kids.
No?
We'll get into that a little later.
All right.
It's just so wrong.
It's just, I have no patience for that.
No.
None.
Every single one of them should be put to death.
Yes, thank you. I don't believe
Every
they've
single
allowed
one.
to breathe. I don't think you're allowed to breathe anymore. I'm
Nope.
sorry. I have no sympathy for you.
Nope.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
That's
dude, it's-
crazy.
It is crazy. But I mean, it's go a little bit further ahead. I think it's
I
almost
think we
over,
only
but-
got 10 seconds left.
There was another video I saw. I guess I didn't save it, but there was another video I saw that showed a tunnel. It's this big long tunnel, and all kinds of weird shit in it that went from this, and it's crazy, dude. I mean, just some of the shit that these people are doing is absolutely insane. But this kind of ties into another big thing. This theory, I hope to God it's true. So some people have said on the internet, there's a lot of the Q people, the QAnon people that think that they, are tied in and know all this crap.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're right or wrong. I feel like they've been wrong more than right the last few years, but I did see this thing that said that Trump knew the election was going to be, they were going to try to steal the election. And that what they're claiming is that Trump is still in charge, that he has been the last 3 years, but he wanted to let all these people think Biden was in charge and he wasn't. And that Biden's been killed and, tried and executed, and that he's been rounding up all the pedophiles, and that he's actually been pretending like he's not in power so that he could round these people up, because it's like a worldwide, child trafficking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that Epstein actually is still alive, and he's helping Trump by telling him all the people that are involved and getting them, and he's rounding them all up. And that's like the big thing. That's why,
What?
and everybody's saying that's why, a lot of people think Biden is not Biden because he's got the fake mask on with the double chin hanging down.
Yep.
One ear not connecting and stuff, and the other one does. And then he's a righty one day and he's a lefty the next day signing shit. A lot of people saying that's because he's an actor, because that guy's actually dead. And then, you had the Epstein client list come out right before the new year. The Clintons went down to Mexico right around Christmas, and they haven't come back.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people that have left or say they're leaving the country. And then you got Trevor Noah left his show.
Oh.
And you got, who was the other guy there that used to be on the Daily Show?
that was
the British guy that had the his own show.
Oh, not the original one, not
No.
John.
No, not him.
I stopped watching that show after
there was
John.
another guy had his own show. He left too, supposedly, but there was a video of what looks like him, it sounds like him, abusing a young child, and that released. And he said, "Oh, I have to leave because I'm having surgery or something, and I'm not going to be able to film for probably 6 months or something." And he like supposedly fled the country. But there's all these famous people, stars, political people that have all suddenly
just
disappeared.
Yeah.
Or haven't been heard from. It's kind of like
What?
Tom Hanks right before the last election.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He went to Greece with his wife and tried to get citizenship there to hide out there because he was worried about Trump coming to get him because he's one of them.
He's on the list?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with these people?
They're all fucked up. You know what I think it is? I think because now I've heard a lot of things like supposedly they tried to get Keanu Reeves to drink some blood at a party one time when he was first into acting. And he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that." You know, and they were all pushing it on him. And he was like, "No, I'm good. That looks like blood. I don't want it." And that was a story that he told a long time ago.
Really?
And there's a lot of people who say that they drink the blood of children and it keeps them youthful and they get like feel powerful from it. And that supposedly if you abuse and terrorize the child first, it makes them even stronger. And that's why they do it. It's not about sex. It's about power and control. That's how sick and fucked up these people are.
Oh, okay. That's
So
one step further.
When
That's
Netflix,
too many steps
when Netflix
further.
tells you that Jeffrey Epstein was giving out massages and sex with younger girls, it was not about that. It was so much worse than that.
Really?
Yeah. And the fact that he was possibly an Israeli Mossad agent and that Ghislaine Maxwell, her father was an actual Mossad agent.
Jesus.
And yeah, and he owns the company that basically puts out all the school books for all the kids in this country. So all the books you get for learning in school, he actually bought up the companies that used to make books for school, like textbooks.
Yeah.
And he owns those companies now. So the things that he wanted to change in there to control certain things, he does. It's crazy.
This is her dad?
Her dad. He was a Mossad agent. Now.
What?
Yeah. And she's Mossad too. I'm pretty sure Epstein was as well. But they were just basically taking all these big time politicians and stuff and getting in their back pocket by videotaping them doing fucking horrific things. And that's why they were all paying Epstein billions of dollars to keep his mouth shut. Because he'd be like, "Hey, look, I got this of you.
Well,
I know what you're doing."
Isn't that the same with the Clinton picture that he had hanging up with Clinton in a dress?
If you walked into Epstein's penthouse in New York,
that's right.
in New York,
a penthouse.
and you stepped through the door and turned to the right, there was a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress, a giant painting of it on his wall, right when you walked in. It's just so messed up on so many different levels. But basically what people are saying is they knew that they were going to try to kill him. And I don't know, you didn't get those pictures I sent you, right?
You did send me them, but I haven't. We haven't put.
There's a
ported
picture
them
in
over.
there of the what they claimed was Epstein dead, and then Epstein alive. It's not the same guy.
Right. Yeah. There's been a lot of those.
Yeah. There's a few things out there that's kind of like, oh, all right, some creepy shit.
So could he still be alive?
He could. He really could. If he was gonna really out all the people, you're talking about, English prince. You're talking about all these billionaires and bigwigs and shit. You don't think that they're all buying up friggin', Hawaii and building these underground bunkers and shit there for no reason?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going there to hide, man.
They're hiding.
Oh yeah, they're running away.
But it's not just for. It's not having sex with children. It's torturing them and then drinking their blood
and killing them.
Well, obviously, if you drink their blood, they're going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it to a point where they could replenish, but boy, oh boy, it's a lot of money to keep them going. It's so much easier to just kill them off.
Oh, dude, it's fucked up.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Holy shit.
And people like, you know, how could Trump know all this stuff? How could he have figured all this shit out? Which leads to probably my favorite internet theory that I think is so whacked out of there, but I know we've talked about it before a little bit, was Trump's uncle.
Yep.
You know, got all the stuff from Nikola Tesla.
And
supposedly got his time machine. And there was a book written in the 1890s about a young boy named Barrion.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, Trump's youngest son is Barrion Trump, who's like 6'9". The kid is enormous.
Really?
He's like 15 years old. He's like...
I have actually never heard
Trump's
of him.
Trump's like 6'4".
The only two you
Most
ever
people
hear
don't
of.
know that Donald Trump is like 6'4".
Yeah.
But his kid is like half a foot taller than him.
Wow.
It's insane. But so the book is about a young boy named Barrion who travels through time. He has a time machine. And his role model, like his guy in the book that like brings him around and stuff in this time machine, is named Donald.
What?
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't even know Trump had another son.
Oh, yeah. Barron Trump is his youngest. He's like 14 with Melania. 14 or 15, but he's fucking enormous, dude.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Shit.
It's crazy.
You only hear the other ones.
Well, in this, there was a thing on that.
All right. Entertainment purposes only. You all need to check this new Ingersoll Lockwood.
Yeah, just hit play.
Holy crap, you guys. Go to Lockwood now. I can't say a lot. I'm just going to show you, okay? Mirror 1, Keystone. Yesterday it read Mirror Lockwood coming soon. Now it says Mirror 1, Keystone. The first video when it was Lockwood coming soon, it was still the video of Winds from the East, okay? Now it links to this. It's called Ghost in the Machine, okay? I can't see a lot. Go watch it. Let me remind you, it says Mirror 1, Keystone, okay? And I wrote it down, and it's capitalized Lockwood, Keystone. Lock, key, wood, stone. Stone, wood. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure what that means. I wrote down these notes. Pause and read. And if you hover over it, it says 1717, 41020, go for launch, 1219, 23 through January 17th, 24. And a certain somebody posted a picture of a storm. I'm not going to say who. Just go figure it out. Now we've got 2 rabbits. They look like these. Okay.
Some weird shit.
The first rabbit.
But this is all like, I guess, on the website for this Ingersoll Lockwood guy who
coming soon, you
wrote
guys,
these books in the 1800s.
It links to this executive order blocking the property of persons involved in serious HRA or corruption. This is Trump's order, you guys. The second rabbit, when you hover over it, it doesn't really say anything. All it is a link to a document that looks like this. And there's so much information and there's so many tabs to go through. It says search is here, okay? And if you click on this, it brings you to this, which shows you everything, including this and this for each state, okay?
Human trafficking and pedophiles.
Oh,
there's over 1,100 in that state.
America's secret courts, you guys, and a link to this.
I knew this would blow your mind.
What?
Okay.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies.
Oh, I've heard this before.
Go listen to it, okay?
Wow.
These are all cases, you guys. HRA cases related to this. and it gives you the links, and there's so many things there's so many
So
different
they're literally
you can
blocking
research. There's freaking, I don't even know how many. Let me see.
So if Trump is really going through and arresting and putting these people before a court and then executing them, here's where they're keeping it. Now, who controls this website? I don't know. Did Trump start this website because, you know, you had this book that was written in the 1800s that nobody really knew about? You know, I actually have it at my house.
Whoa.
Pretty interesting read. But, you know, if Trump is controlling this is how Trump is telling his people that, hey, don't worry about it. We got this.
Holy shit, dude.
Can you imagine if this is true? Then that means he's really just taking down the most evil motherfuckers on this planet.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it for the last 3 years and letting them fucking ruin the economy and everything else, and he'll fix it. But if that's the case, wow.
What?
Wow. I hope so. Because I'll tell you what, the world we live in right now where all these elite pedophile scumbags are running the shit.
Yeah, that's fair. It
is
horrible.
horrifying.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's
Horrifying.
horrifying. It's just disgusting.
Like this week in Davos, the World Economic Forum, where all the bigwig billionaire douchebags are talking about how, you know, they're going to control us and you won't be eating meat anymore. You'll be eating bugs and you'll own nothing and like it and all that shit. Bring up that one that we have there with Klaus. I think it's that one. Listen to this guy.
If I look at our we have if I look at our stakeholders, we have business, of course, as a very important audience, and we have politics. We have,
is this the video quality?
Continuous.
It looks terrible. It wasn't the first time I watched
many
it.
governments around the world. And of course, we have NGOs, we have trade unions, we have all those different parts. Media, of course. Media, of course, and very important experts and scientists and academia. Because if we are looking at the future, I think we should look at new solutions, and the new solutions will be very much driven by technological developments.
And we even have, you even have religious leaders, right?
We have religious leaders, we have
These are all the people that he has under his
social entrepreneurs.
Jesus.
And he openly admits it. He doesn't care.
If I look at our stakeholders.
This guy, excuse me. This guy actually thinks he's going to be the unelected leader of the world.
Holy shit.
And it's funny. They go there and they jokingly talk about, oh, we're there to talk about climate change and this and that and blah, 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 which we all know is, you know, weather machines by friggin', you know, Gates. And if people don't believe that, look at Abu Dhabi. They actually schedule rain there once a week.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is 100%
so that's
true.
That's the point. Like, they're controlling everything. And now Gates is buying up all the farmland across the country too.
Yeah.
And he's trying to push out all the beef farmers and stuff.
Yeah, so they can make that
because he owns
fake
the
meat.
biggest company with the fake meat.
Yeah.
Which is giving people cancer and making them sick.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want it either. Nope.
Nope. I'll go buy some friggin' animals to kill myself, to feed myself if I have to, my family.
Yeah, that was the one thing that bothered me about the Netflix show You Are What You Eat, is that, like, yeah, they did, you know, an omnivore and a vegan diet between identical twins to see if there was any differences, but by the end of the show, it was a completely vegan-based, like, argument. You know what I mean? Like, they wanted it to be far superior than the omnivore, but the only benefits that everybody got was less visceral fat, stuff like that, but they didn't gain any muscle.
Here's the thing, okay? When I graduated high school, I was 170 pounds. Same height I am now. 260 pounds now. When I was at my prime before I got sick, I was like 245. And, you know, I did 20 years in the gym lifting heavy, trying to get big and everything else. And I'll tell you what, I got there by eating meat. A lot of meat. Meats and fats.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You got to eat it. You know, in the off season, when I was trying to get bigger, I'd also eat a ton of carbohydrates and stuff to try to add a little extra weight. That helped a lot. But I'll tell you what, I have a few cousins that are vegans. they make you look bulky.
Make me look bulky?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're vegans, they're not getting enough protein.
They're not.
Your body needs protein to grow.
They don't supplement enough. You usually look translucent and sick.
We're not meant to be eating grass for dinner. You know what I mean?
No, I don't believe that we are at all.
It's awful.
I think it's
awful.
Horrible.
And I eat pretty clean for the most part. You know, it's we eat pretty paleo, my wife and I.
Yeah.
So, everything's organic. It's eating meat, but you're eating veggies and stuff, and we're not eating pasta, we're not eating bread, we're not eating any of that shit.
Right.
We try to stay away from processed foods as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah. And healthy, still here.
Right. I mean, you just have to these days. It's very difficult to. I mean, it's always the argument of, oh well, we care for the animals, we do this, and it's like I said last time when I was doing this, not with you but by myself, but I was just like, my thought is if you walk into a grocery store, you're part of the problem no matter what. You're automatically giving into that manufacturing monster. You're putting it back into the system.
I
so
agree.
It doesn't matter if you're vegan, vegetarian, or meat eater. You walk into a grocery store and go and fill your fridge with everything that you bought in there.
Yep.
You're feeding the machine.
Here's the thing. They don't want us to be healthy.
No.
And that's one of the reasons they want to get rid of the beef industry altogether. Because I'll tell you what, best I ever felt in my entire life was a few years ago before I got COVID and all that stuff.
Yep.
I was basically just eating eggs and meat.
Yeah.
And nothing else. I did that for probably a year.
Yeah.
I was the leanest I'd been. I felt fantastic.
You're like never hungry.
Nope.
Yeah, that meat, just the meat diet is amazing. I think it's really incredible.
We're really supposed to be.
I think so too, because that's the problem with the industry in the first place is that like when they ask you about your diet and what you eat, and when you say I eat meat, they're not being like, are you getting it at McDonald's? Are you getting it here? Where are you getting? Like, how are you? They're not saying that. Oh, well, you're eating a bun. You're eating condiments. You're eating deep fried fries. You know what I mean?
I was eating eggs in the morning, and then I would eat steak.
Yeah,
that's about it.
And no one accounts for that because, well, you just said you ate meat, so you got to get off the meat because you're gonna have clogged arteries and high cholesterol and blood pressure is going to be through the roof.
Let me tell you this.
Back off on your salt intake as well.
Some of the guys at work were breaking my balls. This was back in 2020. And that's when I was like really just getting into full gear on that stuff. And they had a whole department go in for like blood work and stuff and a stress test and all that stuff, kind of get a baseline of where we all were. I had the best numbers of everyone. My cholesterol was perfect. My good cholesterol was like perfect where it should be. My bad cholesterol was low. My blood pressure was perfect. It was like 116/74 or something.
Yep.
Everything unbelievable. My stress test, the guy when I was done, the guy was like, I'm shocked by this. He goes, you had probably the best stress test of everybody, and you're one of the bigger guys.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that was possible.
I mean,
jiu-jitsu and eating clean, man.
It's crazy that we think that like eating burgers and stuff like that it's okay to say that like, I just eat meat.
I eat burgers, but I'll do it with like a lettuce wrap and some avocado on it.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Nobody, they're not taking out the bread.
Yeah.
They're eating the deep fried fries and that fucking garbage oil.
Anything in a deep fry.
Anything in
awful.
A deep fry is awful for you. That shit is not like you shouldn't be consuming it on a regular basis.
No. I use like a good high quality olive oil.
Yes.
With some of the stuff.
I like olive oil and avocado oil. I find that those two agree with me the most.
Avocado you can eventually develop a resistance to though.
Yeah.
My wife is starting to have a problem with it now.
Really?
We used to eat a lot of avocado. I still do. I'm still okay with it, but she all of a sudden is like she got to take a Benadryl if she has it now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the olive oil, I mean, we use that in a lot of cooking and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the olive oil is one of my favorites, and I used to go through this company. Shit, I can't remember, but they pull from all over the world, and they cold press the olive oil. And I mean, it's $80-$90 for a small bottle. I think it's like not a 725, the size under that. But it's one of the best olive oils I've ever had, and it was absolutely amazing, but it was just very expensive.
Not gonna lie, I used to like putting doing a little oil in the bread, dipping the bread in.
Yes.
Little
So
cheese
good.
on top. I can't eat any of that.
Can't
shit
eat
anymore.
any of that shit anymore. That shit destroys me. But again,
I hit 40 and I was like, forget it.
No one's asking those questions. I mean, after 40, dude, you like it's brutal.
Yeah.
It is absolutely
I
brutal.
was talking to my cousin. I said that, and he goes, "Oh, wait till you hit 50." I'm like,
not
that far off.
It's not that far away, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah. Seriously.
You're like, all right, I got more things to look forward to.
And my wife complains about pain in the morning. She's like, I'm like, yeah, you're 35. Just wait.
Yeah, it gets
She's
better.
like, shut up, it can't get worse. I'm like,
oh, it gets so much worse. It really does. But, on the other hand, we weren't supposed to make it to 40.
I don't know.
You're not really supposed to make it to 50. Supposedly, we should all be dead already because the 15-year-olds should be running the country.
Yeah.
Like it used to be back in the medieval days.
Yeah, right.
You know? So, I don't know. Like it's crazy that we've made it as far as we have. I do appreciate the fact that science has, allowed me to hopefully make it to 80 if things go well. But, are we supposed to, make it that far? And,
I think so.
I think they're gonna try and keep it so that, the age of death keeps dwindling down again. I think that they feel like we're getting too far ahead. And we're lasting a little too long, at least for them.
Oh yeah, I think that they, elites or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Some people might say lizard people. I don't know, or whatever it is.
Whatever they are,
the satanic cabal. Who knows? But whoever it is that's in charge, clearly these idiots at Davos, they want to kill us.
Yes,
they want to kill a lot of us.
A lot of us
because they don't need us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe that robot AI bullshit's getting a little better now. They can get rid of the peons to do.
Dude, that shit is wild.
Dude,
that stuff is so crazy.
It is.
I still want a robot to rake up the shit in my backyard, though.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
just to do yard work, but no AI. Just
no, just the robot.
Here's the pattern I typed in.
Yeah. You do that, and that's all you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to connect to the internet. You're not allowed to do nothing.
No, you shouldn't be allowed to connect to the internet like the Dominion software machines. Counting votes that you could hack into easily and change the votes. Not that the 2020 wasn't the safest and fairest election ever. Right?
Oh,
right. YouTube.
Right, YouTube. yeah.
For entertainment purposes only. Fucking idiots. But now that hasn't been disproven.
I do have to say, it's ever since COVID and stuff like that has kind of fallen off and kind of pushed back a little bit. I've seen that YouTube does not tear down as much as they once were 3-4 years ago.
Because it's so been proven, all the stuff that they were censoring has been proven true now.
Yeah.
So now they're like, well, I guess we won't block that anymore.
Yeah. We shouldn't do that. We probably shouldn't have done it in the first place, but sorry, guys.
I mean, it's not like they're going to put the Biden videos sniffing kids back up or anything.
No. That's why I downloaded it.
Good man.
You can't get rid of that.
Oh,
so creepy.
So gross. Yeah.
It's so creepy. But yeah, I don't know. This whole thing with the food industry, the way it's going, they're just pushing all this shit for this fake cheese and fake meat and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah. It's like, I don't believe in 3D printed meat. I don't believe in fake meat. No. I'm sorry. If you really miss chicken nuggets, go eat a fucking chicken nugget. Like, why do you need to make a fake one?
I'm not really a big fan of eating beak and head and feet of chickens.
I'm just saying, like, if you miss it so much.
That's what nuggets are made out of.
I know.
It's gross.
But, like, if you miss them that much, you don't have to have a vegan nugget that's going to give you even more cancer than the nuggets that are already out here.
You go buy some chicken breast.
Oh, yeah.
Cut it up into small pieces.
Yeah.
What I do is I get some egg, some coconut flour.
Oh, okay,
and some coconut.
Coconut's based shit. It's great.
I mean, we make coconut chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you made that. That's the bread you're using.
It's real chicken breast, and it's just coconut, And it tastes like a chicken, like a little chicken nugget, but way better and way better for you.
Yeah, way better.
It's just
for
coconut and chicken.
Right.
And a little egg. 1,000 times better for you than the garbage you buy at the store.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what we do. It's better for you.
But that takes time.
Yeah, I know. Well, you have allergy issues, you end up cooking all your food.
Yeah, you do. So yeah, I completely agree.
I have to cook everything.
People think I'm crazy.
I can't order a pizza and order out and shit.
Yeah, I can't either.
Everything.
I cook everything. And like people like, they used to poke fun at me when I first started working where I am now, because I would bring in my own hamburger, I bring in my potato, put it in the olive oil and some salt, and I cook the whole thing and put it on top of spinach with salt.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, how do you eat the same thing every day? I go, because I feel good when I'm done.
Yeah.
Do I indulge sometimes and eat a sandwich and whatever, enjoy a pastrami or a Cuban? Of course I do. But it's once, maybe a month. So like when I eat something like that, it's not something that my body is like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It just kind of goes, I can't do anything with this, and it gets rid of it because it's so used to having the stuff that it keeps running on going in. So it's just like a little hiccup in the system, where when you eat like that all the time, your system is under this complete and absolute like breakdown mode. It's the red lights flashing, the alarms going off. It doesn't know what to do with anything that you're doing. And that's when you wind up sick.
We eat way more food than we should.
Oh, that too. Nobody ever does a serving. No one knows what a serving is.
More.
It's crazy. You ask somebody what a serving should be.
When I'm eating cookies, it's not a sleeve.
Right. You're right.
I thought I could eat cookies anymore.
Yeah. But no, you're right though.
That's how people are.
I used to eat
it's awful.
Like the Girl Scout cookies, Thin Mints. I'd eat both sleeves.
Yeah.
Or the ones with the coconut on it, the Samoas. You eat that whole package.
Yeah.
There's only 2 cookies as a serving. Maybe 2 to 3. There's 4 in a sleeve.
That's why I said no. A sleeve is.
But if you were to ask somebody, here's this item, show me a serving, they're gonna fill the plate.
Oh yeah.
That's one. No, that is not one serving.
Yeah.
That is a gluttonous serving.
Oh God, yeah.
One serving is like 6 to 8 ounces of meat. Maybe a 12-ounce steak. But anything over that is just excessive.
Yeah.
And it's unnecessary. And when I started breaking all my foods down into one serving, my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, this is what one serving is. So if I just eat the one serving, then I have little on my plate. My plate still goes empty, and when the plate goes empty, I still feel full." Because that was the thing. Like, you would eat all the food on your plate, and sometimes you would still be hungry, but that was with all the breads and all the crap and all the sugars. And then you just burn through all that real fast, and then you're hungry again. And that's what keeps you eating it, and that's why it gets you fat, because you don't allow it to actually leave your system.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you want to, if you're trying to gain muscle and put on weight, then you need to eat more calories. You need to eat more protein, more fats, and you'll grow.
But it's got to be good proteins and good fats.
Exactly.
It can't just be a fucking candy bar.
You can't just drink protein shake after protein shake and thinking that that's going to, take care of everything for you. I had a buddy who tried to do that probably 10, 15 years ago now, but he tried basically drinking 3 protein shakes a day for like a month and ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his kidneys were shutting down.
What?
Like no.
It's so
don't do
bad
that.
for you.
You want to get your meat and protein from meats and stuff and fish. That's way better for you than trying to drink a stupid protein. If you need to get a little bit more in, like when I was into the powerlifting shit a long time ago, I used to, sometimes, like even if I went to bed at like 9 o'clock, I'd get up at like 1 a.m. and drink a shake and then go back to bed.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to get bigger.
Right.
I used to, I want to be the biggest guy in the gym. So stupid. I wish I'd just been the most flexible guy now.
Yeah. Flexibility is
a lot
overrated.
more for jiu-jitsu.
Right.
But, you got to do what you got to do. But,
and it's like, I keep hearing all these things right now that everybody's trying to say that the cold plunges and stuff are bad. And I really want to say that, like, people who don't understand the difference between cold shock proteins and heat shock proteins and working out and building muscle are just getting it wrong. The cold plunge is very good for you, period, for inflammation.
Oh, yeah.
It's great for you. Now, if you are trying to get big, you're trying to build your muscle, the worst thing for you to do is get into a cold plunge after working out. The best thing for you to do is to get into a sauna.
All day long.
Get those fucking heat shock proteins going. It helps build the muscle. It helps repair the tears. It helps all of that. Now, 15 to 20, maybe even 30 minutes later, after the fact, then you can go into the cold plunge. But there's all these things going on online right now trying to say that the cold plunge and doing cold therapy is actually bad for you. And it's so fucking idiotic.
It's great for helping. This is how I look at it. If it's muscle related, like say you have muscle related pain, whether it's from working out or if you have a monster child that you carry around all the time.
Yep.
Heat works great for the muscles. But if your joints and your bones and everything are inflamed, ice.
Yeah.
You got to use ice.
Got to use ice.
When I was into the powerlifting stuff, it was all about heat. I'd go in the sauna afterwards for like 20 minutes, and then I'd go in the steam room for a few minutes, and then I'd go take a warm shower, but not like, super hot or super cold. Then I'd go back in the sauna for like another 10 minutes, and then I'd go take a regular shower, and then I'd leave.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if any of my joints hurt, back then they didn't really hurt that much.
Yeah.
Now, every day.
Every day.
Ice. I have tons of ice packs at my house now.
Yeah.
But for your joints and stuff, that's going to take down the inflammation the best. Or if you live, around here, you go to Dr. Paul's and you jump in his.
Oh, that's the place that Professor Tim and them are always talking about.
He's been making my back feel a million times better. But like you go in there and he's got that cold machine there that you go in.
Yeah, the cryo freeze.
Yeah, and it brings your body temperature down to like minus 250 degrees or something.
Yeah, those work great. I've just heard somewhat better results with like the plunge over the cryo freeze. But
I've tried it a couple times, and I will say this: I felt 20 years younger for about 2 days. Yeah, and then everything came screaming back. Oh, it was insane how good I felt for a day or two, but it all comes back.
So
unless you own one of those machines that can just jump in it every day.
Right. Well, that's why.
Or you can afford to go it. That's 3 times, 4 times a week.
That's why I got a cold plunge.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for one more part of that to show up from this company who keeps screwing up all my shipping. And once I get that, it's going to go out on the deck. I'm going to fill it up. It's got an outside cover and shit on it and an insulator, and you fucking just break the ice and jump in it. So because I finally got a sauna for downstairs too.
I did hear that.
Oh, dude.
I did hear that.
It is fucking amazing.
I listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
What we got? What else do we have up there?
Let's check it out. Potential plan crisis incoming. Google is preparing for a sensitive event.
Hit play on this one.
This
guy right here got banned from the internet the same day as Alex Jones,
which is crazy.
Anyway, so this is what's going on in Google. I have friends in tech, like very high up in tech, that are monitoring the situation. He said, whoa, all right. He says, I got this email, Ides of March are on there, prepping now. Dear advertiser, in February 2024, Google will update the inappropriate content policy to clarify the definition of sensitive events. A sensitive event is an unforeseen event or development that creates significant risk to Google's ability to provide high-quality, relevant information and ground truth, and reduce insensitive or exploitative content and prominent and monetized features. During a sensitive event, we may take a variety of actions to address these risks.
Why are you going to pause?
Examples of sensitive events include significant social, cultural, or political impacts, such as civil emergencies, natural disasters, public health emergencies, terrorism, and related activities, conflict, or mass acts of violence. Examples of what's prohibited: products or services that exploit, dismiss, or condone the sensitive event, including price gouging or artificially inflating prices that prohibits, restricts access to vital supplies, sales of products, blah, blah. Okay. So my buddy's like, it's on. They're prepping. They're ready to do it. And I said, what does that mean? He said, Google is changing their terms of service to get ready for a major event, controlling the way advertisers and publishers are allowed to talk about it in very specific ways. Hints as to what the event is are in the text. They mention inflation, price gouging, mass violence, victim blaming, and a bunch of stuff. Just read the text of it. So they will be able to turn off and shut down anyone using Google Ads, publishers, content creators, advertisers that don't toe the line in the next unforeseen event. They call it a sensitive event. This would include all advertising on Google Search, AdSense, YouTube. They say that they are about to make these changes to the TOS, but when you go to the website to see the new TOS, they aren't updated yet. They're getting prepped. I'm sure they have lawyers working on this, internal training going on, putting special moderators in place. Okay, so what I predict, which I'm never totally right on, but I usually rhyme, like I'm usually within the ballpark, is some form of banking collapse that will be controlled. Like, don't be afraid of any of this shit, guys, at all. So no access to money in a bank for maybe a week. They don't want to go too long because they don't want to actually lose the system. They want you guys to stay alive and functional. They just want you really afraid. And then the solution will be central bank digital currency sent directly to your phone and universal basic income. But you'll still, you know, and to bring that about, they may have to do an event because every major move needs a story behind it. Whether it was 9/11 or COVID-19 or whatever it is.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
so that's gonna include anything on YouTube. So they're gonna change all their terms and services and stuff because they're planning for some kind of, I don't know,
holy shit, dude,
terror threat of some kind coming soon.
Yeah,
to
let's get back into that in just a moment. We're going to take a pee break. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, everybody. And at SlowDown Clothing, the ultimate destination for all the tattoo-inspired fashion you've been searching for. Heading to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com is the first step in unlocking a world of breathtaking art and incredible style. But wait, there's more. With the exclusive promo code TOPHER, you can enjoy a remarkable 10% off your entire purchase. Yes, you heard that right. A whole 10% off just for using the code TOPHER at checkout. Our inventory is constantly growing, with fresh designs and styles making their way to our shelves regularly. Whether you're treating yourself or searching for the perfect gift for your loved ones during the upcoming holiday season, SlowDown Clothing has something for everyone. And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, there's no better time to revel in our mesmerizing collection. We take pride in curating a selection that captures the essence of tattoo culture, showcasing the incredible artistry and creativity of tattoo-inspired brands. Each piece tells us a unique story, making your fashion statement the true work of art. At SlowDown Clothing, you'll find much more than just garments. You'll discover an entire lifestyle woven into each design. So why wait? Visit slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com and experience the magic for yourself. Remember, the promo code TOPHER is your ticket to unlocking that irresistible 10% discount at checkout. Embrace the uniqueness, celebrate the art, and indulge in the allure of SlowDown Clothing today. All right, and we're back.
Yeah.
So that is so close to what we keep reiterating over and over and over again. You are gonna have nothing, and you are gonna be happy.
Some creepy shit, but yeah, but I'm telling you, that's They're planning some kind of a fucked up event. So if it happens this month, you heard it here first.
I mean, I don't know. You think it actually would happen this month?
Well, I mean, right now it's in January that we're filming this, but by the time you post it,
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to happen in February, right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yep. But that video came out probably 3 weeks ago.
That one came out 3 weeks ago, but he got taken down at the same time as Alex Jones.
He got taken down a long time ago. The only site he's back up on, besides his own personal website, is Twitter.
It's only Twitter, huh? He didn't go to Rumble? I'm surprised.
No, I don't think so. Last I knew, but
this video here is 3 weeks old.
Yep. And he's talking about in February there's going to be some kind of thing, basically because, people dig into shit like Google changing the terms of service, and they actually go down and read it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good for them, because I don't.
No, God, no.
No, I don't. I don't have time. I go. I want to use my phone. Except.
Yeah. Did you ever see the South Park episode?
Yes. Yes. So good. I mean, everything that they do is fucking good, and it's always on point. Like
on point. Like, you mean like the latest one, Enter the Pandaverse?
Oh, dude, that was so good. Oh my God, it was so great. It was so great. And if you don't know what we're talking about because you missed it, it's on Paramount.
Yeah, it's on there, and it's on HBO Max or whatever.
Is that?
Oh, sorry, just Max.
Just Max, right?
Yeah,
but I do believe they went to Paramount because I think that's where I saw it on.
Yeah, I probably saw it on
there.
I have both of them, so I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I just have too many of the streaming services, so sometimes I can't keep them straight. But this is crazy to me because if he got taken down at the same time as Alex Jones, and this is the first thing that he's really put up since he's been taken down.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking wild.
Yeah, his name is Owen Benjamin.
Owen Benjamin?
Yeah. And if you went to his website, I don't know if it's like owenbenjamin.com or something, you Google it or whatever. Well, maybe not Google because you might not find it on there. But
yeah, that's fair.
If you look into him, he actually does his own podcast on there, and he lets out all kinds of crazy shit. And I actually like to go there sometimes for some of the weirder shit because he gets into all kinds of stuff that'll blow your mind.
Wow.
He really, and I mean, they quietly took him down years ago.
I didn't even know that they took him down, actually.
And I was telling you before we started filming, too, is that he was a stand-up comedian. He was in a few movies. He was in like a couple of small movies and stuff. And he started to realize what Hollywood was really about and said, I'm out of here. I'm all set. I don't want to be part of this. And he went and bought a farm in the Midwest somewhere and raises his kids, and him and his wife live out there, and they just work on the farm all day, and he does his podcast, and that's it.
Wow.
And sometimes he'll do his podcast from outside, and you'll see like his kids running around and chickens and turkeys and all kinds of shit.
And what is, if he's only on Twitter, what's he releasing the podcast on?
On his website.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So he does the same thing as like Steve-O and shit.
Yeah.
They have their own website where you can get their like paid content, but he's releasing his podcast on his own personal website instead of using a platform.
Because they only just let him back on Twitter like a month or two ago.
Yeah, they started letting a lot of people back on Twitter, which they should.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Let everybody be back on Twitter. Who gives a fuck?
If you want to be some kind of a subscription-based service where everybody has to pay to be on it, then you can choose who to kick off and who not.
Yes.
But if you want to have, you're saying you're not that, you're just, free for everybody kind of a thing.
Yep.
You really shouldn't kick off anybody.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because everybody knows that, hey, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Next.
I'm sorry, but if like, terrorist organizations have things on Twitter, but you suspend the president of the United States.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
There's a problem. And it's also a problem when you take people's videos and stuff down. They give you all kinds of shit. When I put up all these videos, I click, I swear in it, it's explicit, it's not for kids. Therefore, you
should be covered.
I should be covered.
Yeah.
And anything that I say, we know is for adults, it's not for kids, and there's going to be explicit language.
And it's for entertainment fucking
purposes only. Yes. But you should be allowed to just say And then people should be allowed to choose to watch it or not. That's the way it should be if you have a free platform.
The great thing about our country and the way it's supposed to be is you can feel free to identify however you want, be whoever you want, say whatever crazy shit you want. I also have a right not to give a shit.
Yep.
That's my right.
That is your right.
You can call yourself whatever you want. You want to be, Bobo the Clown from now on every day. All right, Bobo, that's cool.
Yeah.
If my kid decides he wants to be a pirate and then says he wants to get his eye taken out for a patch and his hand cut off with a hook and a leg cut off. No, we're not doing that. That's fucking stupid.
Yep, that's pretty stupid.
What would his pronouns be? P and Irit? I mean, I don't know. It's a dumb joke. But
yeah, it's dumb.
The point is that's how stupid some of this shit is nowadays. You have that right. If you want to be mentally ill and say crazy things, go nuts.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with many people, and every time I say, after they're like, we go over the pronouns and everything else, and I always say, I believe, sorry if this offends you, but I believe that you're mentally ill. And
that's a factual statement, yeah.
Thank you. And everybody agrees with me. There's not one person that I've had this conversation with that when I say they're mentally ill or there's something wrong, everybody agrees. We all know.
The really mentally ill people, though, are the parents doing this shit to their kids.
Right. And that's correct. And enabling them to do these things and to be this way is just... It's just so wrong to do. And if you're going to do it, fine. Do it in the comfort of your own home. But don't make public schools and all these other places confined to your beliefs because that is not right. You're allowed to have your beliefs. I'm allowed to have mine. We have conversations all the time where we both don't agree to the outcome. And we're still sitting down and having a conversation today.
Yeah.
Well, just because people don't agree doesn't mean that we can't get along.
True.
It just means we have two different ways of thinking, and we come to a crossroad where we just don't have this. We don't have the same feeling for the same answer.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But for some reason today, they can't have these type of conversations. No. And what's even crazier is the amount of anxiety that these kids today have is mind-blowing. I was told the other day that some kids showed up to one of our restaurants and they went to go pay with cash. Yeah. They had dollar bills in one hand and change in the other. And the kid looked at the person behind the counter and said, "I don't know the value of a quarter. Can you count this for me? Because I don't know if I have enough."
I have to laugh about this.
What are we fucking teaching our kids today? We're teaching them how to be something they're not in this imaginary fucking thing, but we're not teaching them what currency is?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's so fucked up nowadays. They don't teach that stuff in school
I know
anymore.
they don't. It's fucking nuts.
It is nuts.
We're too worried about kitty litter box in the fucking bathroom.
Because most people use their card when they go out to the store, okay?
Right.
I'm old school. A lot of times I'll take cash out, and if I'm going to the market or something, and I'm just grabbing 2 or 3 things, I'll pay with cash.
Yeah.
And I actually have a fun little game I do sometimes where I'll look at the cashiers and I'll find the youngest one and go over there and give them cash.
Oh.
And watch them count. And try to figure out
the amount of anxiety that overcomes them. You can instantaneously see it happening.
A few months ago, I went to this Spanish food place down the street from me. They have like really good Puerto Rican food there that is just to die for.
Yeah.
I really can't eat it that much anymore because it just. I hadn't tried it in like a year or two because it bothers me way worse, but delicious. But anyways, I paid with cash, and the change was going to be like $1.47 or something, and this girl gave me $1 bill and $1.85 in change, loose change. And I said, this isn't right. And she goes, "No, it is. It is. You're all set." And I'm like, "No, I'm telling you, you gave me back too much." "No, it's fine." And I'm just like,
oh, good for you. Yeah, because she doesn't want to deal with the stress
she doesn't fucking know.
She doesn't know.
And if it doesn't balance, she's just gonna put the money in the fucking thing because she's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's the same thing that happened to him.
Like,
he just watched this kid I can't count this.
Yeah.
And they freak out.
Dude.
And it's like, what is wrong with you? It's changed.
We were raised in a much different time.
I mean,
we were latchkey kids.
Yeah.
I was practically raising my little brother on my own most of the time till about 6 o'clock at night when my parents got home.
That's what I did with my sister.
Dude,
yep.
Literally, I was
Same
like
thing.
11 years old, going out and get my brother and bringing him home. Literally, that was 2:30, 2 o'clock. My parents weren't home till 6.
Yep. Same.
Gotta
home
do
by
everything.
myself. Gotta do everything. Yep.
Do everything.
Cook for my sister. Take care of everything. Make sure we're all
insane.
set.
You think you can do that with an 11-year-old now?
You can't do that shit today because that 11-year-old will call the cops on you.
Useless.
It's so pathetic and sad. It's actually sad.
One of the reasons I'm homeschooling my kid.
Well, that's a good reason to do it. I mean, the way the schools are going today, I don't even know if you want to go there because they're not teaching the kids what they should be teaching them, which is how to survive today and how to deal with money and real situations. And instead, we're playing this fairy tale, and
these kids are not prepared.
Everybody gets to be a character in a book now. This fictionist book that they keep writing for themselves is the best way that I could put it.
Until they get out in the real world and realize that's not how it works.
It's not how it works. Now, I do have to say that I've come across a few of these people in my time, and it's okay. They're not all as bad as we're kind of making them all out to be. Obviously, you can categorize anybody and make them all seem bad or good.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying everybody.
But I'm not saying everybody either, but I do want people to realize that, like, I do interact with people that act like this and have these things set in place for themselves, and not that bad one-on-one. Not that bad.
No.
But it's like you go on the internet and you read and it's crazy town. It's just absolute crazy town. But again, that is a minority of that group. That's crazy town. There's still
it's more than that.
Yeah. All right.
I think there's a lot of these kids that don't know what the fuck is going on with a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong, technology wise, they're way better than we are.
Oh, yeah.
Because they grew up in the whole tech, time.
Oh, half of the time, if I can't figure something out on my phone, I hand it to one of the younger kids, and they just go, ding, ding.
Oh, yeah.
What was so hard about that? And I go, how the fuck did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
But they grew up with this shit. They know it. And I do have to say that is one advantage that they have that I don't. But at the end of the day, I can survive on my own.
Yeah.
I can do a lot of shit that they'll never be capable of doing.
I'll tell you, when I started realizing that there was a gap in people even just like 10 years younger than us. When I was in my late 20s, I was working at a pizza place or something as a second job, and I mentioned Rodney Dangerfield to somebody.
Yeah.
And one of the girls that worked there goes, "Oh, from Ladybugs." And I went,
"From Ladybugs?
Ladybugs? The queer soccer movie that he did?"
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That's who you know him from? Yeah. I'm like, not Back to School, not Caddyshack.
I mean,
like
some of the greats.
What? They're like, no, I never heard of that.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's so sad.
It's crazy.
It's so sad.
It's crazy. Like my wife is 12 years younger. And when I really feel my age is when I either start talking about music or movies.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
And so I'll tell you what, there's a lot of movies I used to think was great when I was a kid. And I made her rewatch them with me. And I go, oh, this is awful.
Awful.
What was I thinking?
Dude, I tried to like indulge in myself and like watch like Masters of the Universe.
Oh, that was awful. Dolph Lundgren.
Oh my God. It was
so bad.
Such shit. But the memories that I have of that show, I was like, this is such a good cartoon. And I watched. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, not the movie that they did.
Go rewatch the cartoon of Transformers. It's
terrible. Terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or G.I. Joe even. Terrible.
G.I. Joe, same thing. Terrible. Yeah, I go back and watch all of those.
Fun fact, Starscream and Cobra Commander, same voice.
Is it?
Exact same guy.
Oh,
exact
shit.
same voice.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't even try to fake it. It's the same exact voice.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, those things that you don't notice when you're a kid.
Yeah. Another fun facts you learned here today.
Yeah. Well, nothing makes me feel older than when I talk to friggin' some of these 16, 17-year-olds that work in our restaurants. And then, like, I hear them talking about shit, and I'm like, how old are you guys? And he's like, I'll be 18 in 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I got sweatshirts older than you.
I was like, holy crap, dude. And they're like, why? How old are you? And I'm like, I don't know. You guess. And they always put me in my mid-30s, which I'm always thankful for.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm like, thank you for that. But no, I'm over 40. And they're like, what?
You know what's funny? My wife always likes to say this. Like, she's gotten carded more often than I have going out when we back in the day when we was, first started dating stuff.
Yeah.
And she would always be like, what the heck? Now, mind you, since then, when I get sick and I grow out the beard and I had a little gray in the beard,
yep,
I was mistaken as her father out in public once.
Oh, boo.
I was like, no.
That's
now that the beard's gone, I'm back to looking young again.
Yeah. Dude, oh, man, I get carded. I get so happy. I'm like, here you go. And they're like,
yeah, I get a little too much silver in the hair nowadays.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's so funny. They're always like, can I have your ID? I'm just buying like pouches or something. And I'm like, yes, you can. And they're like, oh, shit. I'm like,
19. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
They don't need to see anything past 19. Oh, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Which is messed up now. We're in 2024.
I know.
How is that possible? 1995 was like 2 years ago.
That's what it feels like.
Really?
That's what it feels like, yes.
No, seriously. From literally next year will be 30 years since I graduated high school.
30. So you graduated in 95?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's nuts.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah. Think about that. That's insane.
So that means I would have been out of school for 27 years because I'd have 3 more after that.
Yeah. Crazy, dude.
It's wild to think about, but to where we are in our generation compared to the younger generation, oh boy, I don't know
it's insane.
I don't know what's going to happen.
It's insane.
Because if it keeps on this road, it's going to make all of those things that we just learned about and talked about today come to fruition. It's going to make it easier for them to implement it because the more the parents keep the kids weak, the weaker our society gets, which means it's easier to control.
Yeah.
And make do what you want.
Well, knowing that, my son has eaten nothing but the purest stuff. Yeah. Like in the United States, you cannot buy a formula for your kid that doesn't have soy in it.
Yeah, you were telling me about this.
So I got all his stuff from Norway. We have it shipped here.
No shit.
It's the only soy-free formula in the world.
What?
Yep.
In the world?
Yep. The only one that we could find that was like
fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, and it's all like, top shelf stuff, like no, vaccines.
Yeah, they get it from the Vikings.
You have to. Well, I mean, my kid is pretty much a Viking.
I know.
So.
I know. It's so funny because like when you say Norway, I'm like, ooh, I have a percentage of that in me.
That's the thing. My wife is, Norwegian, Swedish, Icelandic.
That's so cool.
Straight up Viking all the way through. So,
but they're the only ones in the world
that have it with soy, because soy is cheap. Is what some people say is why they use it, but really, I mean, you've heard of soy boys and stuff. Like, soy will emasculate you if you're in the developing years. For a boy, that's the worst thing you can give them. Yeah, the absolute worst thing you can give them.
Yeah, soy is awful for you, and it's like when getting coffee. Okay, and when this show, who you are, what you eat. When they had to, they were getting a bunch of meals like shipped to them, like HelloFresh type of meals. And they had to do that for a couple weeks. And then after that, they had to go out and cook their own meals. So they actually had to go to the grocery store and do their own shopping. Well, they had to start looking, the vegan side of things, they had to start looking at the back of the labels and going through it.
We do that with everything.
And I do that with everything. I've been doing that for 7-8 years now. Yeah. Easy. And you don't realize how much soy is in everything.
Oh my God.
Everything.
Garbage.
And you have to, they weren't supposed to have that.
Yeah.
So they would be like, oh, this is vegan, this is that, this is this. And then you read the ingredients and everything is soy based.
Well, here's the terrible thing too, for me, is I've developed a really, like, I can't eat any nightshades anymore, which includes potatoes.
Which is so sad.
It sucks.
I love
know,
potatoes.
I do too. But, so I get all bloated and my joints all tighten up and everything else if I eat nightshades. Well, during the pandemic, they started having trouble getting certain things. So they started replacing certain starches and a lot of the, vegan and or, allergy friendly food with potato starch. So I can't snack almost at all anymore because almost all the snacks I used to eat
all have potato
starch in them. And they're allergy friendly and like gluten free, dairy free, all this stuff, but they have potato starch. So I can't eat it.
Oh, whoa.
It's awful. So,
but you got to look at the ingredient list in order to realize that.
I would have like a flare up and be like, oh man, this is awful. My hands hurt. My joints hurt. What the hell? I go look at the box and they changed it. It's like, oh,
no shit.
On probably 50 different things that we used to eat.
Wow.
It's insane. In the stuff, like you would never imagine that it's in there.
And as the world gets worse, we have more wars, we have more this, more famine.
I'm just going to have to go straight paleo soon.
With, global warming, we'll say,
climate change, right? Climate change based by machines,
right? Exactly. And but they're saying, our crops are going to be less. This is going to be less, and they're going to have to keep doing more things to try and keep everything going. So they're going to change even more stuff. But yeah, soy is bad. And I didn't know about the potato starch, so that's very interesting.
You should look into that a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
I was going to say.
Got anything you want to end on today?
Let's see. What else do we still have up there?
We got the Obama.
Oh, I don't know if everybody's ready for that one.
Why not?
All right, screw it. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's end on this.
This is messed up. I don't necessarily agree with any of this at all. I just happened to find this one day. This is an insane theory that Barack Obama is the grandson of Adolf Hitler.
Which is wild to even think about.
Insane, but if you keep slowly scrolling down, they have all these documents and stuff, and supposedly Hitler didn't die in Germany at the end of World War II. And the body that they claimed that they had taken out of that bunker has been tested in the last 20 years or so, and they say it's actually a woman's DNA. It's not even a man's DNA. So this is showing Adolf Hitler's parents and then him and Eva Braun, and they claim that they had 4 daughters, one of which is Obama's mother. Oh. And then there was a man that she was with, and then there was another guy, and there's another guy that ended up being his father. But that now, if you can you zoom in on that?
No.
On the daughters? No. Right. That's Angela Merkel, who's actually the president or prime minister or whatever of Germany.
Okay.
And these other 2 women are actually running other countries in Europe right now. And they're all supposedly, according to this theory, sisters of Obama's mother, and they're saying that Obama's actual father is some kind of cult leader or something. I don't know. It's a crazy theory.
Crazy.
But there's actually pictures of Obama and his mother when he was a kid. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see some of this other stuff. And there's claims that Adolf Hitler might have been a Rothschild and stuff. But these are like pictures of his mother back in the day.
Oh.
Ann Durham. And then this guy right here.
Muhammad Subah Sumahadijojo.
Yeah, he was an Indonesian guy who founded the movement known as Subud or whatever that is. Subud.
I like Subud.
Sure.
Well, actually, it's Subah. Subah?
Okay. 10 experiences that he believed gave him contact with spiritual energy from a higher power by the 1930s, blah, blah, blah. So you go down, and she married this guy, letting him think that he was actually Barack's father. And this is
She married Barack
Lolo
Sr. in
Sotero,
1961.
which is why Barack's name was Barry Sotero.
Oh.
But, you know, so that was the guy who thought he thought he was his father, but then found out he wasn't his father and divorced the mother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And she's this claim on this theory is that she actually had relations with this other guy. Yeah, see, so that's Lolo Sotero, and that's young Barry Sotero here, otherwise a.k.a. Barack Obama. But if you keep scrolling down...
What the fuck, dude?
Oh, this picture right here. That right there is Madeline Lee Payne Dunham, whatever that's... Is that...
Madeline Lee Payne Dunham, yep.
Yeah. And then... Let's scroll down a little. All right, so this is Merkel, who runs Germany, May, who's in the UK, and I can't say that name, but she runs Lithuania. So so they're saying, what are the odds that 3 teenage friends grow up to lead 3 different countries?
Holy
and
shit.
Then the fourth one, right, because there's pictures of all 4 of these women together at different points. That's him with Angela Merkel.
Oh, yeah.
Auntie Angela.
Auntie Angela.
Crazy, right?
Jesus Christ.
It's a crazy theory, but they've got a lot of weird shit on this one.
Well, weren't they trying to say that Barack Obama at one point wasn't American?
Well, yeah. He lived in Indonesia with that other guy. That's where he was born. Because she was an American, but she got pregnant. According to this theory, she got pregnant, moved to Indonesia, met Lolo Sotero, got married, had a kid. It was supposedly like a wicked quick thing because she claimed to get pregnant from him right after meeting him. And all right, so look at this. That's Angela Merkel. That's what they believe is Angela Merkel on the right there on the top with Adolf Hitler.
Oh yeah.
Right? And they're saying, if you look at those two too, they look very similar.
Yep.
And all 3 of those girls look like sisters to me, not friends.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have a very similar features in their face.
Yeah.
So they could all be related.
How crazy is that?
That's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
I have never heard of this.
Yep. And if you think about it, right? What company is doing voting machines all over the world now?
Voting machines all over the world?
Yeah, what voting machines stole the 2020 election?
Oh, what the fuck was the name of those machines?
Dominion.
Dominion.
What does the word Dominion mean?
Dominion is to...
Come on, Lucas used to say it all the time. Get Dominion on your guy. To dominate.
Dominate, right. Oh my
so
God,
why would you call an election software that's going to count votes Dominion software? Think about it for a minute.
Ooh.
Because they're using it to gain dominion over the entire world by putting their people in power and stealing elections, not just in the United States.
No, everywhere. Everywhere.
You have that scumbag up in Canada stole his election. Nobody fucking voted for that guy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Worst person as a prime minister, president, whatever the hell they have up there. And down in Brazil, the guy who was running for president there, they took a guy out of prison to run against him, some socialist guy, and he supposedly won in a landslide. And the guy was like, they were using Dominion software machines there too.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Think about it. If you can go in and hack these things, which several people have been proving in court recently that they can hack into these machines whenever they want and change shit.
Well, isn't that why they put a stop to them around here?
They're not. They haven't.
They haven't?
No.
I thought they were putting
They're working on it. They're like, Trump's got his people going through court and all over the world, like all over the country or whatever, trying to get it to the Supreme Court to get rid of these machines and do hand counting by the next election. Because that's how they stole it. You know? I mean, here's the thing. Whether you're Republican or Democrat or whatever, and some people try to tell you, it's not because everybody liked Joe Biden. It's because they hated Trump. Okay.
All right.
But everybody loved Obama, right? Everybody wanted to vote for him at least the first time, and I didn't, but most people did. Do you think Joe Biden, Creepy Joe, Sniffy Kid Joe, get 12 million more votes than Barack Obama?
No.
No fucking way.
No.
No way. If those two were my choices and I was a Democrat, a hardcore Democrat, I'd be like, I'm just fucking staying home. Screw this guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I don't care who wins.
I agree.
This is awful.
Yeah.
But they're saying he got 12 million more votes. Now, mind you, Trump got 8 million more votes than Biden. I'm sorry, than Barack Obama had his biggest one. But then got beat by another 4 million. Only in a few counties. But just the right ones to beat Trump.
Right.
And it all happened at 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, 3 a.m. Yes.
In Detroit, they were putting up like boards and stuff to try to close off the windows so people couldn't watch them doing the count and all that shit. And crazy stuff.
That was wild.
Oh, yeah.
Wild shit, dude.
Yeah, but who knows? Who knows what it's going to be like after the big event next month?
Oh, man, I can't wait to see what it's like after Tuesday.
Oh, I know. Tuesday.
Primaries.
So what do you think if they have what's her face? Nikki Haley, neocon Nikki. If she magically somehow wins in New Hampshire, there's no way. It's gonna be Dominion Software, 100%. Look what he did in Iowa.
Yeah.
He had like 99 out of 99 counties, and then all of a sudden they said she only won by 1 vote in one county, so it's 98 out of 99. And the one county she won in, supposedly by 1 vote, was the bluest county in the entire state. Because she's all run by the Democrats. She's just, she's there to start. Some of her funding and whatnot is from there, but the Koch brothers who want the eternal wars going on so they can make more money. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. The more I look into any candidate, I can't get behind almost anybody today. It's very, very difficult because they're all bought and paid for.
That's the thing.
They're all bought and paid for.
And that's why you got to like Trump. He's got money. He don't care. Some judge was just trying to say that his property, Mar-a-Lago, is only worth $18 million. But if you look at one of the properties near him, like the next cheapest property, like next to him, is 18.5. Like is a property near him. It's like 1/10 the size of Mar-a-Lago. Doesn't have the golf course. Doesn't have all kinds of shit that you have there.
Really?
That place should be worth like $300 million, not $18 million. So they're trying to say that a lot of shit he owns isn't worth what he's saying it's worth.
Really?
It's worth way more than what this quote was claiming, and Trump's proving it. And they're gonna have to throw all that shit out too. It's like, it's so much craziness.
Well, if you're gonna vote for him here in New Hampshire, you got to write him in. So.
Well, no, they got rid of that.
I thought Trump and Biden are not on New Hampshire ballots this primary.
Well, I'll write him in for sure if he is. If he's not on there, but he should be. That's criminal.
I heard that supposedly a vote went through and Trump is not on. Biden decided not to put himself on because he wants a more diverse state to be the first state, and New Hampshire wouldn't give up being the first state. So because of that, Biden took himself off the primaries. So supposedly no Trump and no Biden. They would have to be write-ins on Tuesday in New Hampshire.
Get written in because that's just crazy.
It's fucking nuts, dude.
It's nuts.
I'm like, you want what? We've always been the first. We've always been.
Yes, and here's the thing.
But we're the whitest.
You shouldn't, please. You shouldn't be able to take away our right to vote for anything.
No.
Kind of like the Democratic Party did to Democrats when they wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, we don't care. We're giving it to Hillary. Yeah. Even though all the voters voted for Bernie, we're going to give it to Hillary.
Right.
What?
Yeah, it made no sense back then.
Yeah, and Bernie went from being broke to $8 million in the bank.
Yeah.
For taking it on the chin and just walking away.
Yeah. I mean, he was definitely paid off.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely
dude,
paid
just
off.
Go away. Here's $8 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Please stop.
He was too connected with Russia. So they were like, no, we can't have him in charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy had his honeymoon in Moscow.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Jesus Christ.
That's why they were like, oh, no, he's going to be way too obvious.
I mean, the more you look into everything, you're just
crazy.
It's almost disappointing.
Yeah.
You're like, well, dude, I knew it. Like,
you know what's funny is like, you know, you got all this talk about Putin being the big bad that's out there, and if you actually watch the translated news from what Putin's been saying for the last year,
yeah,
he's going out there and saying we need to arrest the Clintons, Fauci, all these people, Bill Gates, all of them, and put them in front of a world tribunal for crimes against humanity for creating this pandemic. That's what he's calling for.
Really?
So it's kind of interesting, isn't it?
That's very interesting because
kind of makes you wonder.
Well,
if that earlier Trump thing might be real.
That it might be, but it also goes to show that along with it being a lab leak and the simple fact that
it was planned. It was very much planned.
Thank you.
It was very much planned.
This was very planned.
Yeah, that's why Gates had that thing back in October of 2019.
Yep.
They had all the biggest CEOs of all the companies in America go to this event. And basically right after that, and at the end of October in 2019, you had the most CEOs ever in the history of the country step down at the same time and cash out their stock options.
Yes.
And then a couple months later, the pandemic hits and all those companies' stock values tank.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was a big conversation in the beginning of the pandemic, and all of a sudden it just went away.
Yeah.
Oh, we could talk about this
Let me
instead.
guess. School shooting?
Yeah,
something like that comes up, and all of a sudden,
oh, we don't have to think about that anymore.
Anytime, like you get like you know, some of the Biden laptop stuff. I'm sorry, Hunter Biden laptop stuff comes out. Like there was a really, I wish you could have downloaded some of those pictures. There's a really creepy picture of Joe. What looks like, you know, it might not be, but it looks exactly like him, with some young girl, and it's really damning. Maybe
really?
You can save that for a short clip. I'll send it to you, and you can put it up as a.
Yeah. I can add some stuff in if I need to.
Stuff like that gets leaked out, and then all of a sudden, you know, you got aliens in Florida attacking.
Right.
Or
exactly.
You got,
that's what I'm saying.
You know, and that's the thing. And they throw out. They know that people aren't listening to mainstream media as much anymore, so they throw some stuff out on there, and they put some really crazy shit out online, and then you know.
It's just to distract you. It's it.
Yep.
It's only to distract you. That's all it's ever for.
If you looked at when Obama was in office and he, you know, bombs, you know, Libya or something, and we're all like, what the hell is he doing that for? You know, and people are all talking about that, and it's all, oh, he bombed Syria, he invaded Syria today or whatever. What did he also try to do that same day?
Right.
Oh, he passed this bill in Congress and this and that, and to, you know, spy on people more and all this other weird shit. And
right.
That's the thing. They're doing all this stuff to distract you.
Yes.
And when you see something, you're like, all right, this seems like really horse shit.
Yep.
What else is going on they don't want me to know about?
Right.
You know?
Yep.
And that's the thing.
I agree. You got to open your eyes and try not to be distracted from these distractions, because that's all they are.
Yeah.
Every time they come out with something, they're hiding something else from us. So whenever they tell you to look right, you should look left.
Left, up, down,
everywhere,
sideways, underneath
look
under the rug.
Yeah. I mean, just absolutely crazy,
apart, man.
Dude. Really. You really do today. You really, really do.
It's crazy.
Magilla,
hey,
thank you so much for coming on again.
Man. Always.
This has been a great 200th episode. I really appreciate
one more thing.
Yeah.
Because Chris and I have been talking about some crazy stuff. I think next time I come on, we're going to have a little debate on whether the Earth is a globe or flat. I'm going to argue for the side of flat. He's going to argue for the side of globe. And we're just going to go through with it. Whether or not either one of us believes in it or not, it's irrelevant. We're going to just try to dig into it a bit and then argue for one side or the other and just go from there.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I think that could be a lot of fun. If you guys agree, give us a thumbs up, and we'll try to get that going soon.
Yeah. Leave some comments.
Yeah.
For us. I really do appreciate you coming on, though. This has been so much fun. I can't believe I've made it to 200 episodes.
200.
So
God, good for you.
it's just been a wild ride. I didn't know where this thing was going to take me, and I'm glad it brought me here. So that'll be a fun debate. For me, I took the globe side of things because I don't really need to look anything up or try to prove it. I feel like they've already done it for me. So. We'll have fun with that. And on that note, everybody, I hope you enjoy your Thursday. Have a great rest of your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.